So here's the story of 2036 Glen Una Avenue project in San Jose. We picked up this property for 1.1. It was a complete fixer-upper, and we went through a hard money lender, which we had to do 20% down, and then they gave us $385,000 towards construction costs. So we also had to bring an additional $125,000 of our own money to bridge the difference between the money that we got from the lender and what we did to do some more upgrades on the original scope of work. Because what we got from the contract in the very beginning, we definitely enhanced some things throughout the house when it came down to the countertops, some of the tile, the landscaping, the hardscape. There was just a bunch of different things that added up over time. But some of the upgrades we did that were outside the scope of work really paid off on getting us top dollar on this project. The original floor plan was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but you had to go through a bedroom to get to the primary bedroom bathroom. So it had a really bad layout. So the first thing we did with the architect was figure out a more modern, better flow concept for this house. So what we did is we added a powder room. So we turned the house from a 3-bedroom, 2-bath to a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath. And it had its own primary suite, primary bathroom, its own section of the house. We then added a laundry room and a office nook. And we also made the floor plan flow a little bit better than what it was originally. Originally, you had to walk in the front door, and then there was a small living room, there was a wall, then you had a door going into a dining room, the kitchen was small, and there was really no access to the backyard. And one of the biggest things I saw when I walked this house the first time was I wanted to make sure that the living room flows into the kitchen and the kitchen flows out to the backyard. The kitchen with vaulted ceilings and big bifold doors leading out to a deck. Now, when I'd look back, if you're considering flipping a house, adding a Trex deck, sometimes it's not gonna pay off at all. However, on this project, I really thought that adding the deck, going from the kitchen to the backyard with the bifolds really was gonna make a big impact. And I was betting that it was gonna pay off when a buyer walked through and would be willing to pay top dollar for these types of amenities. And so that was a bet that worked out, but I don't think that that's the way it should always be. You really have to make sure that the money you're putting into a project, that you're definitely gonna get it out. Some things are just not gonna pay off, and that's just the way it goes. So the first thing we did with our architect was we got a survey done. And once we got the survey done, we came to the conclusion that what we're gonna do on this project was to add 464 square feet off the back of the house. We did not wanna go up. And the reason why we didn't wanna go up was we don't wanna ruin the aesthetics of this neighborhood with all these small, cute little bungalows. And so we just added square footage off the back of the house. And it really made the house feel a lot bigger, being that it was so open from the living room going into the kitchen. It just has a great flow to it. We made the decision of vaulting the ceilings in the kitchen and also in the primary bedroom. And after that, little things started to kind of be added over time. And they all happened very organically. And I'd say that some of them were adding the skylights in the kitchen made a huge difference on this project. And I look back now, and if those skylights weren't there, I think the kitchen have a completely different vibe. Then in the primary bedroom, in the hallway, didn't have any skylights. We decided to add some there and only doing one in the bedroom itself, which added a ton of natural light through the hallway going into the bedroom, which was just absolutely game changer. Then we added another skylight in the primary bathroom in the shower, which was just amazing. I mean, I think the minute you walk into the primary bathroom, you see the arch, and then you see this whole tile wall, and then you see the natural light coming in, which it's like a spa.